Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Facebook Live today. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Jenny McCormack, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. The cat's decided to join us this morning. I might need to extract him because he does have a habit of walking straight over the table to see what's going on, and just to make himself known, his name is Zach, and I'm not quite sure how old he is. I think we've lost count. I need to calculate it again, but he's a good age, but still just as nimble as he was. Well, maybe not quite so nimble. So this week I've decided it will be Animal Week. I haven't done an animal themed week for a little while, and I thought we'd start with that today, and I was right. Let me extract the cat. Sorry, Zach. He'll have cuddles later, I assure you. Right, let's get cracking. Morning, Kerry. Morning, Carol. So, this is the stamp set we're going to use. It's called, as you can see, Nuts About Squirrels. Now, I know Carol's not a big fan of cute animals and the like, but I hope you'll forgive me for this. So, you can find this stamp set on page 49 of the new July to December mini catalogue, and the catalogue gives you some great samples. So there are 3 examples here, and they give you the choice of a simple card or stepping it up in each case, adding different things. The stamp set is £16, and it has some nice sentiments. I like this one. Hope you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And that would be great for somebody who's had a bit of a hard time, or yeah, just needs a bit of looking after. We've got Hey There, Happy Birthday, and Nuts About You, which would be perfect for an anniversary or Valentine's, although that's a little way off. And the examples they give here is this is just on a plain Cajun Craze card with a piece of white on the top and just stamped. This one here has the extra leaves added in and a panel of old olive behind. Hi, Catherine. And then this one here has a panel which has been embossed, and there's also the papers underneath. And these papers will actually be featuring in my class in a box this month, but not with the squirrels. The squirrels here have also been fussy cut by hand and layered up and added some dots, and I have those dots here actually, and these are again in the new catalogue. They're called matte decorative dots, and they are matte, but what's really nice is you get 3 sizes of each of 4 different colours, but there's an ombre effect, so they change from darker to lighter. So you get a really nice combination of those. So they're called matte decorative dots. Okay, so this is the stamp set, and I'm going to do my usual treatment. Morning, Lynn. Of these, just to stamp them out and see what they look like. And then what I'm going to do is just do 1 or 2 simple cards onto note cards and envelopes, just featuring the 2 designs of squirrels. For the colours, I've chosen early espresso, of course, and then here in the UK we really only have grey squirrels. Obviously we have red squirrels up in Scotland and Lake District and things like that. So I've got grey granite and smoky slate. I don't know which one I'm going to use. I might do one of each and then decide which looks the best. I've got some soft suede as well, and then some other colours for the leaves. So I'm just going to start by stamping the 2 outline squirrels, which are here and here. 1 and 2, and then I'll infill with 2 different colours, and then you can tell me what you think is the best. So this is photopolymer, so I am using a matte underneath. Just pop this at an angle, and this one like so. So I've just got a spare piece of my Whisper White. Let's bring this out of the way because it's going to shine, I'm sure, and reflect, which is not what we want. So is that. That's better. Okay, so early espresso for my outline. So we've got 1 sitting squirrel with his little acorn. Like so. And I've just got a cloth off to my right. There we go. And then we've got the sort of standing moving squirrel here, and he can stand on the tree, and obviously you can mix and match these with any other sets. Okay, now there is an infill, but if you were good at colouring, or if you wanted to try some colouring, you could of course colour these in yourself. I might do that later, I'm not sure. I'm going to use the infills for the moment. So we have 1 and 2. Let's peel those off. So this will be my sampler that I keep in with my stamp set. So I do have a funny story to tell you about squirrels, although at the time it wasn't very funny, and all I can say is it ended up with a policeman in hospital, which wasn't very funny at the time, but if I get through this I will tell you the story. Right, so I'm going to try grey granite first, and I have wiped these stamps down to get rid of some of the tackiness on there. Let me just grab a spare piece. To see. Okay, that's perfect. So let's have a look at the lining up. I'm going to take my glasses off to start with, and I think I'm going to look at the smaller areas. So I've got the ears lined up and the leg, and the gap in between the body and the tail. So this is grey granite, like so. That's quite authentic grey squirrel coloured, isn't it? Let's use smoky slate for the other one. So I hope everybody's had a nice weekend. Obviously for those that have said hi, Kerry, Carol, Catherine, Lynn, I hope you've all had a good weekend. Right, that's that one. And I quite like that they're facing each other. No, that's the outline, Jenny. Dear, dear. It's Monday morning. It is, Brenda. So the class in the box for this month is all about, is perfect for men. It's also perfect for women as well. I don't like to discriminate, but the designs are absolutely perfect for men. So it features things like cork and metallics and some fancy folds, which men always like something a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to do the same lining up with this one, which is I'm going to line up the tip of the tail, the ears and the legs, roughly. Yes, it's funny, where I live, there, oops, got caught on the end there, there are very few, exactly where I am, there's very few squirrels, and I think that's because they cut down a lot of the trees. So I don't think I've ever seen a squirrel in my garden. But if you go down to the park area, there's loads of squirrels there. And down in Bracknell, where my mum was, there's yeah, just hundreds of squirrels. But then it's a Bracknell Forest is a really, as you can imagine, wooded area. So which of those two colours do you like? I quite like this grey granite. It's a bit softer. I could stamp this one off, the smoky slate, and that will give me a lighter version of that. Pleasure, Brenda. All of the information will be out shortly. I'm actually just waiting on some dies, but once I've got the final card finished, I can show it to you. Right, so we've got two squirrels and the colouring in. Let's do the branch and the leaves, just to say that we've got it done. So I'm going to do this in espresso. So I've got the branch there. That's a useful little branch. Oh, and I've got the acorn to fill in as well. So for the leaves, I could do with my tiny little blocks here. We've got an outline like so, and then a leaf image. So I'll just stamp that in. I've got old olive here. Grey granite, says Catherine. Yes, I think this is a little too dark personally. This is a little bit inky as well. Right, let me just switch that out. So I need to just move that ink around. Let's try Cajun Craze for that leaf, because I don't want to obliterate the markings. Go from one extreme to the other, which is loads of ink to not much ink. Okay, so this is really easy. Just centralise that over the leaf. And I think you could also have this leaf on its own, couldn't you? Without the markings if you wanted to. And then let's fill in the acorn. And they actually have a picture of acorns on here. A real acorns photograph, and they have a light top and a darker body. But everybody seems to do it the other way round, me included. So I'm going to try and do this. So a lighter top and Cajun Craze body for my little acorn. So let's do that. Let's just pop that on there. And then just the sentiments, and we're good to go. So let's see which way this goes. That's a very good question, isn't it? Like that, I think. Although it's got this little mark here, which is where the hand would be. But it doesn't seem to fit. How strange. I have got it the right way around, yes. Okay, yes. So it has got, it's got a little point there, so that would work. Okay, and let's do a darker top. Let's put that on there. And I'll just use soft suede for this one. So you've seen me do this before. It's always worth stamping everything out. A, to see how it goes. B, to prime your stamps. But also, if you were then in a hurry to do a card, but you weren't quite sure how it all fitted together, if you preempted it by stamping, I now know that that little gap there, where the little finger marks are, should indeed be on the other side. But if I was doing that in a hurry, I could have messed. Obviously, you could use a blend pen. I've got a Crazy and Craze blend pen, which I have. I could just dot that in a little bit. There we go. So, okay, and let's quickly do the sentiments and then we'll create a card. So while I'm doing this, I can hopefully tell you my story. So this is many, many years ago when I lived out in the country in Sussex, and in a village called Morninglid, which is sort of between Horsham and Haywards Heath, that area. Anyway, we had an alarm system on our house because it was out in the middle of nowhere. And one day when I was at work, which is down on the south coast, I had a phone call from the police to say your alarm is going off. And so I hot-footed it home. When I got home, the front door was all locked. But when I went in, there was something really strange. And it looked like somebody had been stuck inside and tried to drill their way out of the window frames. So all of the window frames in the lounge and the dining room and the kitchen had all been eaten away. And of course what it was a squirrel had got in, presumably down one of the chimneys, and wanted to get itself out. And in order to do that, it had gnawed at all of the windowsills where all the putty is and everything. There we go. I love those sentiments. Anyway, cut a long story short, I couldn't find the squirrel. So I assumed it had got itself out. Quite why I assumed that, I don't know. And at that time, my husband, when he was alive, was working away that night. 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up to the most almighty racket of somebody. It sounded like they were clearing all of the tops in the kitchen, you know, as if you'd gone swipe to knock everything over. I was absolutely petrified, convinced there was a burglar downstairs creating absolute havoc. So I called the police, as you would, and they said, stay upstairs, you know, keep the door shut, we'll be there. And sure enough, they did turn up, and they said, what is it? Who is it? And I went down and I was shouting out, is there anybody there? And there was nobody there. They looked through all the windows with their torches, and I was communicating through our dormer windows upstairs. It was a very old little cottage, and forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, the ins and outs of it was this squirrel had obviously set itself aside during the day and hidden, and was now wreaking havoc in my kitchen. So I had to get the police into the house, and the front door was double locked, so they couldn't get in. So they had to climb through windows. I had to come downstairs. I managed to shut the doors in the kitchen where we realised this rampaging squirrel was. And I managed to open the windows, and this big burly policeman climbed through the windows. And long story short, they managed to catch the squirrel. Okay, and it done untold damage in my kitchen. Just running riot. It was obviously absolutely panicking, trying to get out. But after they caught this squirrel, the squirrel latched onto the they had these big gloves, latched onto these big gloves, and its teeth sunk right the way through the gloves. So there was this policeman standing there, holding his hand out with his squirrel completely attached. Anyway, they took the squirrel outside and let it go. But the poor policeman, when he took his glove off, the squirrel had gone right the way through with its teeth. And he ended up in hospital. So there you go. And I had the perfect excuse not to go to work the next morning, because of course I was a little bit without by then. And so when I rang up to say, sorry, I can't come in, I haven't had any sleep, I've had the police out and there's a squirrel in my house, that caused some interest. And I have to say that my story appeared in the newsletter for the company, and I've actually still got a printout, because in those days it was all done on, printed form. I've still got a printout of my story and the best excuse for being late at work. Anyway, okay, here we go. That's a bit of a meandering round, but I wanted to tell you a story because I've never ever forgotten it. Okay, let's do this one first on the branch. So I think what I'm going to do is stamp the branch first. Now I've got everything out. And then have my sentiment down underneath. So I'm going to keep these straightforward. Now I've bored you all to death with my shortened version of my squirrel story. So hi Moretta, Joanne. So are we going to go for grey granite for our squirrel, do we think? Now I need to leave quite a bit of space for him. So there we go. Let's unload all of these. I've got them all over the place now. Okay, so I need the outline here, like this. He's going to go off the page a little bit. That's okay, I can cope with that. So I'm still going to stamp in early espresso. I could stamp him in soft suede actually, or her. Could be a girl squirrel. Excuse me. There we go. Right, so let me put that on there. Like so. There he is. See, it looks a bit cheeky. And then the infill. So let's go with grey granite. That was our, thank you. That was our selected colour, grey granite. So I'm going to be featuring animals all week. And then I think what I might do is put a vote to see which animals we'll use at Coffee and Card on Friday and Monday. Okay, so lining up the ears, the feet, the back and the tail. Like so, hopefully. As I say, if you're a confident colourist, you could of course do your own colouring. So there we are. And I think I'll trying to put a couple of leaves off there, just to fill it out a little bit. And then I'm going to put the Hope You're Feeling Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tailed on there. That's grey granite. And I want espresso. It's got a cheeky little smile, this squirrel. Let's bring this down nearer to me. Could extend this out actually, look. There we go. Like so. And then let's find the infill. Whoops. Just wipe my block down, as I seem to have got ink all over it. And let's do some Cajun craze leaves. Perfect. Hi Zana. Thanks for joining us. I hope you're keeping well. Three. There we go. And then that sentiment I'm going to use is Hope You're Feeling Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tailed. I'm not sure how many people feel that on a Monday morning. It's a sweet set, isn't it? So I'm just inking it for the first time. Have you got it already, Sana? Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're upsetting people. I can't imagine you doing that. Maybe somebody else is having a bad day and taking it the wrong way. Okay, there we go. Hope you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So a really simple card. I could add some more of the leaf and the tree up here, just to balance it out a little bit. What do you think? Or shall I just leave it as is? I have got some backing cards. So I've got a Cajun Craze one because I had a feeling I'd probably be using that. Like so. I think that's just sweet as it is, don't you? So let's layer that onto a note card. It's over Tombow glue. How can you upset somebody over Tombow glue? Bless you. That really doesn't sound like you at all. Right, somewhere in here I have a pack of note cards and envelopes. Let's layer this up first. So your choice of glue. So I've got seal here, but you could use Tombow glue. Oh, I've just got a little bit of a mark up there now. You see that? Don't know how I did that. Must have been on here, I think. So I'm going to trim that off, or I could use an edging. Could use dotting around the edge. Maybe I'll try that. There we go. Oh. You said it contains natural rubber latex, and she's adamant it doesn't. Oh. Well, presumably it will say on the it does, yes. Natural rubber latex is actually printed on the label, because it's got an allergy warning. So yes, well done. I'm going to put a few dots across there because I've got that tiny little dot. So I happen to have Quiet Meadow here because this is ready for this week's coffee and card. Today's coffee and card, I should say. So let's just add a little bit of dots across the top, just to hide. It's only a tiny, you probably can't even see it, but it's there. I can see it. So I'm going to use a little bit of grey granite. Oh, I see. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Well, I'll happily send you a photograph of mine with that if it helps you. Without. Oh, okay. Let's clean this first. It's had pink on it, I can see that. I'll have to have a look. I've got a brand new one. Oh yes, that was pink. There we go. Covered. Shall I put some across the bottom? No, leave it as is. Oh, I see, you sent it. Oh, bless you, Sana. Well, that's not your fault, is it? Dear, dear. Right, I found my note cards and envelopes. They're here. So let's just mount this up, and then I'll do one with the other. And what else have we got? We've got badges. So I'm not quite sure what we will do tomorrow. Okay. Right. Put a new piece down here, so I'm not transferring anything. There we go. It's brightening up a bit. It was very dull looking earlier here, but it's looking much better now. Okay, so that's just going to go onto there. We'll make a nice little, you know, get well card, wouldn't it, as well. And if you've got the Gorgeous Leaves stamp set, this would also work with the leaves going around the outside. If you use just the tips of the leaves. Oh, okay. Yes. I know exactly what you mean. Okay, so there's that one with the squirrel on the branch. And let's do our squirrel with the acorn on here. So let me switch over. Let's get the right one. There it is. And I guess that could be on a branch too, couldn't it? yeah, let's do this one a branch as well. So let's pop the branch back on. Just looking to see. So the flat part of the branch is really there. Let's try it. I want it just off the edge, like so, nearly. Let's see, this may not work. If not, I'll just do it on the other side, or so I can fill in a little bit of that branch. Yes, I was thinking that the picture this dies would be perfect, because you could have a squirrel popping out of each hole. So there we go. So what I'm going to do is use a little bit of crumb cake on this branch. There we go. Okay, right, let's find the right infill, which is not that one. It's the one I tucked over here. And I'm just going to bring my mat back in. There we go. And grey granite. Yes, I think you could do lots of different scenery with these, couldn't you? You know, as you say, poking through the leaves. I was thinking to picture this with the holes, especially if you made the front of the picture, front of the frame with the timber embossing folder. So I might try that for tomorrow. Right, so ears down. Hands. There we go. There we have them. And I might do a little bit of blending with this one as well with the blending brush. But yes, you could certainly put in lots of leaves and trees and things like that. Oh, Carisbrooke Castle, how exciting. Let's hope you can see it though. Right, let's do the nut, little acorn thing. Right, and I'll get this one right this time. Okay, let's put early espresso away for the minute. And I'm going to do Cajun Craze, but I'm going to stamp it off, I think. So now I know that that little right bit is where the hand is. There we go. Yay. And then the top little bit. I will do in soft suede. There we go. And I know this is quite a light soft suede, so there we go. There he is, or she is. Okay, so I think I'm going to do this as a happy birthday. I've got every single stamp out here, of course, and then just do a little bit of blending around the edges for a different look. So this is happy birthday. Oh, it's absolutely pouring with rain. I could hear it. There we go. And I had in mind blue around the edge, but I wonder if I might do a green, and then it will look like it's sort of in the trees, won't it? So here's a green. I've labelled up all my blending brushes at the weekend. So let's use some old olive. I know this is quite inky. Like so. I'm going to grab my scrap piece here, just to start this off. Okay, and then just come in from the edges, like so. Like that. And then I find it easier to turn this around so you're using the same angle all the time. There we go. So I don't know what everybody is up to. Well, for us in the UK, what we're up to this morning and this afternoon. I'm guessing my lovely ladies from Australia are well into their evening. There we go. That's it. So it just sort of highlights our squirrel in the middle. So I'm thinking this would work nicely on there. Oh, hi. Hi, Sue. You're actually watching us live. So you've obviously caught us later. What do we think? Should I contrast it with Occasion Craze? Because that matches the little nuts. Or shall I go for the green? What do you think? Let me know. Oh, Catherine's working. Her daughter is at summer school. Oh, excellent. Oh, and I could use some of these dots from here. Couldn't I? So you get 180 in a pack. And each set is on a different sort of piece. Oops. Let's grab the tool. Green. Oh, Sue is watching on replay. She's just seen Zach. So let me know what you think. A green or Occasion. Just using the little ones there. I've got one vote for green at the minute. I'll get my note card and envelope ready. Oh, 2 votes for green. That's looking good. And also it's a change from the Occasion Craze, isn't it? Let us. So this is where I added that little bit of crumb cake to flatten out the tree. There we go. Just add a little bit of Tombow. Go. Fold this over. So this is our note card and envelope from our pack of 20. My go-to cards and envelopes for coffee and card. There we go. Great for a youngster as well, wouldn't it? I think I'll put this one up with dimensionals. I'm just going to pop 6 on like that. There we go. That's it. Sweet. So there we are, our 2 cards from Nuts About Squirrels. So it's on page 49 of your July to December catalogue. So very cute. As I say, they have done some stepped up versions here. But there we are. I hope you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and a little happy birthday. So this is Grey Granite, Early Espresso, Occasion Craze and Soft Suede. So there we go. That's it for this morning. So thank you so much for joining us. If you're joining us live, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, day, evening. Some of you in the UK I'll see at Coffee and Card this afternoon, so look forward to that. And I shall be back again tomorrow, Tuesday at 7 PM for the next in our animal themed card series. So I may do the squirrels with the picture this, or I might move on to something else and do the picture this version either later in the week or just as an extra to show you. Okay, so thank you so much. Take care, everybody. I hope you stay safe, look after your loved ones, enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you can keep crafting. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care and bye for now.